Yeah, so this is interesting. This pre-recorded thing. It's it seems so underdeveloped to have something that's pre-recorded. That's just static. I'm not sure if it's constraining or freeing. I'm not sure yet, but nevertheless, it is what it is. So I might as well hop to it. I had some thoughts on the products and the companies and the nature of go woke and go broke. And there are these obvious the nature of it is obvious as far as the conservative lashing out, and we have the ability to sit back and snicker and say, haha, look at this market share they're losing. And then the notion is, or the question that's not answered is an interesting one. And it's like Scott Adams says, it's the dog that's not barking. Always look for the dog that's not barking. And okay, so let's pretend that the people that are running these companies are just as smart as you and I. All right. So we're just going to make this leap of faith, okay? They're amoral or immoral. They lack all of these qualities, but we're just gonna go out on a limb and we're going to say that brain power in these individuals are most likely intertwined. Okay, so as woke as their corporations are, the people that sit atop it and green light the nonsense that we see are as smart as you or I, right? Are most likely as smart as those of us who are engaged in this, it's not a live stream, it's not a podcast, whatever it is. This is transferal of information. Oh, by the way, I love the term erection Freud. I think that's terrific. Erection Freud. I thought the first time I heard that, I thought that was hilarious. All right, so let's keep on topic here. So, United comes out, and this was the most baffling one. Okay, so let's just go over the landscape of what's been inside my brain. So United comes out, and United says, that's it. We have decided that we will make our pilots at least, 50 or 51%. Like, they gave a numerical value and said that our pilots will be either women of color or women who like to color or transgender. You get the idea. So that their pilots must have this immutable characteristic. A percentage, and it was a high percentage, must have these immutable characteristics. And I want to thank Tucker for saying that over and over again. So it's in the lexicon. So which is phenomenal. That's crossing the Rubicon. It's outrageous. The people who head these companies know it's outrageous. Most likely illegal. Yet I'm assuming, United Airlines, I think it's United, has a legal department that rubber stamped it and said, I think we can do it. whatever. So I just want you to keep that as a feather in your cap as far as where I think the extreme is. So that obviously for me is lunacy. We're smart people. If you really want to go into why it's insane, perhaps you can go, listen to, it's obviously it's insane. I'll say what doesn't need to be said. The only people you want flying your plane are the most qualified. Okay, it is that danger zone in society where you say, where affirmative action reaches that point, and you say, okay, so you needed at least 30% of people in the library putting the books back on the shelf to be, transgender balloon animal makers. Okay, well, I don't agree foundationally, but you know what? I don't care enough because, if the books aren't put back appropriately, I will know that library is just an awful library, and that box will be checked. I won't go to that library because nothing is where it's supposed to be, and it's a terribly run library and all that jazz. So fine, whatever. Not a big deal in my life though, right? Okay, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven has a new policy. No white people allowed to work in that store. All right, my interactions with 7-Eleven might decrease. Okay, that's fine. It might not be, or it might be a great 7-Eleven. Who cares? Who cares? Doesn't really matter to me. Same with discount auto store or something like that. I don't know. So they have to have a quota, and okay, so I'm there once a year to get a light bulb for my car, for the headlight because it burnt out. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But now we're getting into this arena. Pilots. Now, I know these planes fly themselves, but there's moments of emergency where the fact that you're a pilot matters a lot. It matters a lot. And I don't care who you are. The notion that you're not the most qualified individual during a storm where you actually have to take over the controls is lunacy. Okay? And that's the Marginal line wherein you say, you're insane. You are out of your mind. This policy is lunacy. It is lunacy. Okay, now let's pretend these people are as smart as we are. And you could see it. Now we're thinking about knee surgery. Where this is going, okay? I mean, you can't really go any farther than pilot. Pilot, neurosurgeon, orthopedic surgeon. You see where this is going, okay? You see where this is going, okay? We already got there. We don't have to wonder where it's going. We got there. Pilot and surgeon are they hold your life. They hold your life right there. So they have it. They have it. They have your life. Pilot and surgeon, same thing, okay? Same thing in a crucial moment. Surgeons' crucial moments are every day, probably 4 times a day, that they're working, or 5 times a day, depending upon their surgery load, okay? Pilot, once a day, twice a day. They take off, they land, and it's massive amount of people. You can have a plane carrying 300 people, You know, it's maybe 200. Anyhow, a lot of people. Okay, so enough about that. So we're still going to keep in our thoughts that these people are, you know, they have at least 115 IQ. At least, right? At least one standard deviation above the norm. Right? Right? Okay, so we'll just settle with that, right? Okay. Now, I was watching this Subway commercial. I forgot the sporting event that I was watching to have to endure a Subway commercial. But it was this, it was this soccer lady. Anyways, the last time I remember seeing her, she was calling my president, you know, so many different names. She was being lauded by leftists. She was desecrating half of the country. She was destroying with her vitriol half of the country, making me very angry at her. I don't know her name, but she's got, you know, this cute little boy kind of a haircut, plays soccer for a living, probably was in the Olympics. I think they won the Olympics, and she used her bully pulpit as a way to denigrate our president, Donald Trump, our terrific president. And I mean, she was genuinely outspoken to the point of nauseum, ad nauseum, okay? And just a loathsome, disgusting human being. And it was apparent to every conservative how disgusting of a human being she really was. But Subway, who feeds most likely a lot of Republicans, okay, a lot of middle America, feeds a lot of America. Just a lot of people go to Subway. They're everywhere, and you're on the road. Most everything is put in a frying basket and dipped in lard and then served to you, right? You have to go out of your way to get something that isn't put in a fryer and dipped in lard, or, you know, or ground beef. Okay. So Subway is the easiest thing to eat that's not in a fry basket and dipped in lard or ground beef. Okay. It's handy, you pick it up, it's right there. Oh, you know, it's truly one of the, as far as the quality of sub goes, it's just, you know, it's okay. But it's come to address, you know, something that was missing in America before it came here. So a lot of people eat Subway. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Gas stations. You're on the road. It's not so bad. You haven't had Subway in a month. You need to eat. You're somewhere and you have to. It's good. So Subway obviously has board of directors, and like I said, we're going to harken back to, they're probably as smart as you and I, okay? They know who this woman is, okay? And they know how I feel about her. And they know I eat Subway, okay? So this is an in-your-face kind of moment. They're doing it with Spike Lee as well. They're doing it They're doing it. It's everywhere. Those who have been so nasty and vile and disgusting and have done it with such bravado, have done it in such a public way, have just been the nastiest individual, have been embraced by these Fortune. It's like the one moment a couple of months back where Walmart was saying, where one of the Walmart, either one of the family members of Walmart were caught on Twitter and they had to apologize for speaking poorly about our president. So what they're doing, or speaking poorly about the Republican Party, and it was someone in the Walton family or something of that nature. So what they're doing is they're not speaking out directly against half of the country. What they've decided to do, these Fortune 100 companies with this soccer playing vile individual, the absolute racist to end all racists, Spike Lee. He's virtually a talentless hack. He did have some talent at some point earlier in his life. Anyhow, what they're doing is they're hiring these truly hated individuals, these Fortune 100 companies, these companies who are truly too big to fail in any economy. They're hiring these individuals so their idea is not to make nice with us. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, what they're saying to us is they're saying, you don't have a choice. We're not trying to get your business. Okay? These are the planes we have in this country for you to fly on, if you would like to fly. We are, let's say it's a United Airlines flight, and let's say Delta jumps on board with these insane policies, and I believe they're just dipping their toe in the water. I'm not sure if airlines will get away with this, but they're saying, if you would like to operate in society, you can't boycott all of us. You're not going to boycott Subway. You need Subway. Okay? You need Subway because all of the other options, you need you need Coke. Okay? Maybe Pepsi is going to get a few shekels. But at some point, Pepsi's going to do the same thing. Okay? Okay? And they're going to be, well, would you like to operate in society? Because everything in society is woke. You're not going to be able to navigate this. They're telling you that they run the country, that they run the world. And these are the products in the world. Are you going to spend your whole life navigating around these products in search of companies who are not woke? Like, are you only going to eat at Jersey Mike's Sub? Now, I don't know if they're not woke. I have no idea. I'm just saying. So, You're not going to eat at Subway? Okay. You're not going to drink Coke? You're not going to fly on United Airlines? Okay, well, that's a safety issue. All right. So you might actually. Like, if they're the only airlines that are crazy enough to do this, if all the airlines just follow suit and they go, well, yeah, we're going to do it too. We haven't announced it, but we're going to do it too. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to do it too. We're also not, Delta, American, Frontier, and then they'll just be like Cessnas and puddle jumpers that don't adhere to this insanity. And if you want to fly on an airline that just has the best pilots, it'll cost you 4 times the amount. Okay? So you just have to trust navigation systems. You're just going to have to trust the computers. Be funny if they start coming out with engineers too. They say, we need women of color and transgendered engineers to work on these airplanes. Like that, that'll be where the rubber meets the road. What I'm saying, what this is culminating to, is that they use the pandemic to shut down their competition, right? Okay. And that's the job of the Democrat Party right now, is to shut down competition. They want to shut down the small business. They want to shut down competition. And the products you have left to purchase in the service industry, because we don't have actual industry where we make products. You notice these products that I'm talking about, Subway, Coke, airlines, these are service sector, because we don't have it. It's not like I'm talking about Mattel. Mattel's owned by China, right? So they already took away our industry, right? Our industry's gone. Okay, so it's not even worth talking about, right? So this is just service sector economy level. So this is without making this any more longer in the teeth than it needs to be. What they're telegraphing to us is these are the products in our world. These are the people who represent the products in our world. We don't care about you. We don't care about you, conservatives. And we don't have to. We're not scared of your boycotts. We're not biting our fingernails looking at our stock price. We are not worried about you and what you think. We don't care. Go ahead. Boycott us. Try to boycott us. We don't care. We are a global brand. We are global. Okay? If half of the United States doesn't like us, and 20% or 30% of that half of the United States actually wants to do something about it, I don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Because they're a global brand. They're not adhering to the United States. They don't care if 15% of the United States hates them so much that they try to change their behavior. Because that's kind of what it would come down to. I haven't even heard of anybody talking about Subway. Okay, it's just they're in your face. Okay? It's just, they don't care. Okay? So that battle, you think you're waging a battle, they don't care. They don't care. So there's no one on the battlefield. Okay? You think you're waging a war, and they're just laughing. They're laughing. They don't care. Okay? There's no one showing up at the battlefield. No one's showing up. They don't care if you look to buy something else. They don't care. They're global. Okay? And they're saying, these are the products if you want in your store. If you don't want them, fuck off. I don't care if you drink them or not. I don't care. That's what Coke is saying. That's what Subway is saying, ostensibly. Ostensibly, that's what they're saying. So, anyhow, you guys take it easy.